Scorpio, what if I told you that in just a few days, 3 powerful events will align to shift the entire course of your life? 2 farewells and 1 meeting that will lead you straight to your biggest blessing. This isn't a poetic exaggeration, it's a moment when divine timing, universal energy, and your own soul's readiness converge into a perfect point of transformation. You didn't land on this message by accident. The very fact that you're here is already a sign. Heaven and the universe have been guiding you to this exact moment, preparing your heart to hear what comes next. For you, the next chapter begins with release, renewal, and a sacred encounter. 2 goodbyes will clear away what no longer nourishes your spirit, whether it's an environment that has drained you, a relationship that no longer aligns with your soul's purpose, or the outdated version of yourself that has been playing small to keep the peace. And then, almost as if it had been scripted in the heavens, you will meet someone whose presence feels like the missing key you've been waiting for, someone who will help you unlock doors you didn't even know existed. Think of it like this: before the rain can bless the earth, the sky must first be cleared. The winds sweep away the old clouds, making space for the life-giving downpour. That's exactly where you are right now. You are in that sacred in-between, where God and the universe are working behind the scenes to make space for blessings that will feel almost unreal when they arrive. This is not about fate handing you a pre-written script, it's about you stepping into your role as a co-creator of your destiny, guided by faith, intuition, and courage. I want you to feel the gravity of this moment, but also its beauty. You have been through seasons that tested your patience, your resilience, and your faith. You've been asked to let go before you felt ready, to stand in the unknown without clear answers. But what's coming is the reward for your trust and perseverance. As Scripture reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future." This message is your reminder that those plans are now unfolding in real time. So I invite you to listen not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Notice how your body reacts when you hear these words. Do you feel that subtle surge of recognition? That is your soul saying, "Yes, this is for me." That is the alignment of divine timing meeting your readiness to receive. And I need to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your presence here today. Every watch, every like, every comment you choose to share, every subscription you make draws you deeper into the miracle of the Sign family. Your support fuels this channel and allows me to continue bringing you transformative messages like this one. Thank you, from the depths of my heart. And trust me, dear Scorpio, you will want to stay with me until the very last word today, because what the universe is revealing is nothing short of spectacular. Now I'd like to hear from you. What has been happening in your life lately that made you feel like change was calling your name? Share it in the comments so we can hold space for your journey together. Let your words be a declaration to the universe that you are ready. Because you are not here just to passively witness your destiny, you are here to claim it, to step into it fully, and to allow it to transform every corner of your life. Stay with me, because in the next moments we will uncover exactly what these 2 farewells and this 1 meeting mean for you, and how to recognize the signs when they arrive. This is your time, Scorpio. Let's step into it together. Sometimes, Scorpio, we stay anchored to something long after it has stopped serving us, convincing ourselves that loyalty is a virtue even when it's quietly draining our spirit. You have a natural intensity and depth, a fierce devotion to the people, places, and paths you choose. But there comes a moment when that devotion begins to feel less like a warm embrace and more like a chain around your ankle, keeping you in waters that no longer nourish you. This first farewell is about recognizing when that moment has arrived, and having the courage to loosen the chain. It's not about betraying your past, but about honoring your future. Think about a garden. There are plants that grow together in harmony, supporting each other's roots, and there are those that begin to overshadow and choke out the life of the others. A wise gardener knows when to prune, when to remove, when to make space for sunlight and new growth. In your own life, this pruning might look like stepping away from a job where your voice is no longer heard, moving out of a home where the air feels heavy, ending a collaboration that no longer inspires you, or quietly letting go of a friendship that has shifted onto a different frequency. It's not about judgment, it's about alignment. From an astrological perspective, Scorpio is a fixed water sign, deeply attuned to emotional bonds and the unseen currents of energy between people. This gives you an extraordinary ability to commit, to hold space for transformation, and to remain loyal through storms. But it also means that releasing something can feel like tearing away part of your own identity. That's why this farewell is so significant. It's an initiation into a higher level of self-respect and trust in your own inner compass. You are not walking away because you have failed. You are walking away because you are ready for more. In energy work, we understand that staying too long in a misaligned situation can create energetic stagnation, a kind of spiritual clutter that blocks the flow of abundance, love, and inspiration. It's like holding onto an old key that no longer fits any door. Every time you try to use it, you are reminded of the locked places you can't enter, instead of seeking out the ones that are already open. The act of releasing becomes a declaration to the universe: I am ready for what is next. And the universe responds to clarity with movement. You may notice subtle signs that it's time to let go, waking up feeling heavier than when you went to bed, dreading conversations or tasks that once excited you, catching yourself daydreaming about a different life more often than living the one you have. These are not random moods, they are energetic signals from your deeper self. Your intuition, Scorpio, is one of your greatest gifts. It's the quiet voice that tells you when the water is growing too still, when it's time to swim toward a stronger current. This kind of farewell often begins in small ways. You might stop engaging in old patterns, feel less urgency to defend the situation, or simply start investing more energy elsewhere. At first, it can feel disorienting, like drifting away from shore without seeing the new land ahead. But trust that your internal tides know where they're carrying you. By loosening your grip on what's familiar, you free your hands to receive what's waiting. One powerful practice during this transition is to journal with the question, what am I ready to release so that I can grow? Write without censoring yourself, letting whatever surfaces flow onto the page. Often, the truth you've been avoiding will appear in your own handwriting, clear and undeniable. And if the fear of change rises up, remember that endings are not punishments, they are openings. The exit itself is part of the blessing, a shift that clears your horizon so you can finally see the opportunities you've been sensing but couldn't yet reach. Releasing a mooring that has kept you tied to safe but stagnant waters is a profound act of self-love. It is the moment when you stop defining yourself by where you've been and start shaping yourself by where you're going. And when you take that step, when you allow yourself to let go with grace, you send a ripple through your entire energetic field. It tells every part of your being, every cell, every dream, that you are ready for the life you've been imagining. And that is the moment the currents begin to shift in your favor. Scorpio, this second farewell is unlike the first because it doesn't ask you to release something outside of you, it asks you to release a version of yourself you've outgrown. For years, perhaps without even realizing it, you've been wearing a carefully crafted shell. It may have been shaped by the need to fit in, to avoid conflict, to protect yourself from envy, or simply to make others feel more comfortable in your presence. It's the version of you that plays smaller than you are, downplays achievements, hides ambitions, or quiets your voice in rooms where it should echo. Letting go of this version feels more intimate, because it's been your armor. But there comes a point in your evolution where the armor begins to weigh more than it protects. In astrology, Scorpio is the master of transformation, the phoenix who knows that to rise higher, the old self must burn away. This is the essence of the death card in tarot, not an ending in the sense of loss, but a necessary shedding to allow what is vital, authentic, and powerful to emerge. Imagine the snake shedding its skin. The skin once served a purpose, it kept the body safe while it grew, but now it is tight, restrictive, and no longer fits. The shedding is not without friction. It can be uncomfortable and even a little raw. But the moment the new skin touches the air, there is expansion, freedom, and a rush of life force. Numerology reflects this shift through the vibration of the number 8. It is a symbol of cycles completed, of endings that lead directly into renewal, and of infinite flow between inner strength and outer abundance. The number 8 carries the reminder that what you release internally creates the space for external rewards to arrive. By letting go of an outdated self-image, you open the way for a truer version of yourself to step into the world, and that version will naturally attract opportunities, people, and experiences that match your expanded energy. From an energy perspective, the small self you've been carrying was never the whole truth. It was a survival strategy. At some point in your journey, it may have been wise to move quietly, to keep dreams close to your chest, to avoid drawing too much attention. But you are not in that season anymore. Your chart shows an alignment now that favors visibility, influence, and unapologetic self-expression. This is not about arrogance. It's about presence, allowing yourself to be seen as you truly are, without dilution. Releasing the old self is both an act of courage and of deep self-compassion. It means acknowledging that some habits, beliefs, and self-limiting narratives have served their time. It's standing in front of the mirror and saying, "I don't need to hide my light anymore." One practical way to anchor this change is through a morning self-declaration ritual. Each day, look at your reflection and speak the truth of who you are, your talents, your strengths, the vision you carry. The more you hear yourself claim it, the more your energy begins to resonate with it, and the more the world begins to mirror it back to you. When you peel away that smaller version, you might feel exposed at first, as if you're stepping onto a stage without a script. But this is where trust in your own essence comes in. The universe responds to authenticity with acceleration. People will notice the difference not just in what you do, but in the energy you radiate. Some will feel inspired and drawn to you, while others may fall away because they preferred the older, more contained version of you. Let them go. This farewell is not for their comfort, it is for your growth. You are not simply changing, you are returning to yourself. The Scorpio who emerges from this transformation carries the same depth, loyalty, and power as before, but now with the freedom to move, to speak, to lead without apology. Just as the phoenix rises from its ashes brighter and stronger, you will step forward into a cycle that matches your true size. This is your moment to take up space, not to dominate, but to illuminate. And the world around you is ready for the light you've been holding back. Scorpio, This meeting is not something you can schedule or force into your calendar. It is something that arrives with the quiet precision of a cosmic alignment. You may find yourself almost missing it, perhaps because it comes through an invitation you were tempted to decline, or a chance encounter in a place you didn't expect to be. Yet when it happens, it will feel like the air shifts around you. You will recognize not the face, but the energy and unshakable sense of familiarity, as though this soul has walked alongside yours before. It will feel both new and ancient at the same time, a gentle shock of recognition that bypasses logic and lands directly in the heart. From an astrological lens, this is the kind of encounter that tends to happen when your chart is experiencing a major activation, often a transit involving the nodes of fate, Jupiter's expansion, or Pluto's deep transformation. These planetary movements open the energetic doorways for fated meetings that act as catalysts. For Scorpios born in early November, the focus will tilt toward career, finances, and the expansion of your public influence. It could be a business partner, a mentor, or someone who sees the scope of your abilities more clearly than you have allowed yourself to. For those born in late October, this meeting will reach into the more personal terrain: your self-esteem, your sense of identity, and the path you are carving for your life's purpose. Either way, the energy is the same. This person will mirror back to you a version of yourself that is larger, braver, and more capable than you have yet lived. It is important to understand that this kind of connection is not about them saving you. Instead, they serve as a mirror and a catalyst. Their presence awakens something in you that has been quietly gathering strength beneath the surface, much like seeds under winter soil waiting for the right combination of warmth and light to break open. Sometimes it takes another person's perspective to help us see the potential we've been carrying all along. That's what makes this meeting so pivotal. It's not just an exchange of words, it's an exchange of frequencies, a direct transmission of belief and possibility. The law of attraction teaches that we draw to ourselves people and experiences that match our dominant vibration. This meeting is a sign that your vibration has shifted into alignment with opportunities and relationships that are capable of supporting your next chapter. You have been doing the inner work, clearing, releasing, redefining, and now the outer reflection is arriving in the form of this person. Your task is to remain open. The instinctive Scorpio caution might make you want to analyze or even retreat, but in this case, lean into curiosity. Let yourself be surprised. There is also a practical dimension to this encounter. Pay attention to the timing and setting. Take mental notes, or better yet, jot them down right after you part ways. What were you feeling? What ideas came to mind during the conversation? Often, these moments are layered with subtle synchronicities that only become clear in hindsight. The color someone wears, the exact words they use, the way the conversation starts, these are all breadcrumbs from the universe that can guide your next steps. And while the circumstances will be unique to you, one universal truth applies: you must meet the moment with presence. This is not a time to downplay your vision or pretend you're less than you are. If they offer insight, receive it. If they open a door, consider stepping through. Not every opportunity will be the right one, but this is a time to evaluate from a place of worthiness rather than fear. The difference between those two lenses will determine how much you can gain from this alignment. To support the energy of this meeting, surround yourself with the colors that carry its vibration. Deep blue will act as a shield, keeping you grounded in your own truth and protecting your energy from outside noise. Gold will amplify your sense of achievement and signal to your subconscious that you are worthy of recognition and success. Even a small two-cha scarf, a bracelet, a notebook cover can help you embody the frequency you want to carry into that exchange. Scorpio, this is one of those rare turning points where the universe offers you a living reminder that you are not walking your path alone. The right people appear when we have done the inner preparation to receive them. This meeting is the bridge between the old chapter and the new one, the living proof that when you clear space and raise your energy, the world rises to meet you. Your only job is to be fully present, fully yourself, and fully open to the possibilities that follow. Scorpio, this part of your journey asks you to do something that may feel far more challenging than letting go of the past or even stepping into a new version of yourself. It asks you to soften. Your nature is naturally protective. You carry an intuitive radar that can sense motives, energy shifts, and subtle undercurrents long before others even notice them. This gift has kept you safe, but it has also built an invisible wall around you. Over time, that wall can become so familiar that you forget it's there, and while it keeps out harm, it can also keep out the very blessings you've been waiting for. It's easy to confuse caution with resistance. There's a fine line between evaluating something with discernment and shutting down because it feels too good to be true. For many Scorpios, the deeper truth is that vulnerability feels unsafe. When an opportunity arrives, a promising partnership, a supportive hand, a door that opens without struggle, you might instinctively scan for the trap, wondering what the cost will be. This pattern doesn't come from weakness, it comes from survival. But here, the stars are aligning in such a way that the risk isn't in saying yes, it's in holding back. In astrology, when a water sign like Scorpio reaches a key transit of expansion, especially under the influence of Jupiter or harmonious aspects from Venus, it's a cosmic signal to practice receiving. The universe doesn't always deliver through effort. Sometimes, it delivers through connection, generosity, and synchronicity. Yet if your energy remains locked in a defensive posture, those gifts can slip past unnoticed, like rain falling on a roof instead of soaking into the soil. From an energy healing perspective, the act of receiving is just as active as the act of giving. It's a form of trust in the flow of life. When you open your hands, you create space for something to be placed there. When you keep them clenched, nothing new can enter. This applies not only to material blessings but also to emotional and spiritual support, guidance, and inspiration. Consider that the opportunities arriving now are not random. They are the direct reflection of the inner work you've been doing, the boundaries you've set, the clarity you've cultivated, the healing you've allowed. They are not meant to replace your independence, but to enhance your capacity to move further, faster, and with more ease. Letting down your guard in this season is not about abandoning discernment, it's about adjusting the filter so that your protective instincts work for you rather than against you. One way to explore this shift is through the practice I call the open door. Each day, say yes to one new small invitation, a fresh idea, an unexpected gesture of kindness. Notice how your body responds. At first, you may feel the familiar pull of suspicion or discomfort, but over time, you'll begin to recognize the difference between a genuine red flag and the echo of old fear. By leaning gently into openness, you build the muscle of trust without throwing caution to the wind. There's a beautiful paradox here: the more you open, the more you can discern with clarity. Defensiveness narrows your perspective, openness broadens it. And in that widened view, you begin to see that some of the doors swinging open now were set in motion long before you even knew to knock. The meeting you had, the shift you made, the space you cleared. They've all been leading to this. This is your moment to remember that blessings often arrive in human form, and that receiving them gracefully is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of alignment. When you allow yourself to be supported, inspired, and connected, you're not just accepting help, you're stepping into a larger current that was always meant to carry you forward. And that current, Scorpio, is exactly where your next transformation will take root. Scorpio, everything you have moved through up to this point, the releases, the transformations, the moments of opening, has been preparing you for a cycle that is bigger than any single event. What you are experiencing is not random, it is part of an energetic upgrade, a clearing and refining of your frequency so you can step into a more aligned reality. In astrology, these kinds of cycles are often marked by powerful transits that feel like a series of inner earthquakes followed by the stillness of a new dawn. They are the universe's way of making sure that the old patterns, relationships, and self-perceptions that cannot travel with you into your next chapter are lovingly, but firmly, removed. In numerology, the repeating appearance of the number 8 is a profound signal for you now. The number 8 carries the vibration of infinity, the balance between the material and spiritual, and the power to create lasting abundance. It's a reminder that life moves in cycles. What you release will return to you in a transformed form, often multiplied. The energy of 8 is not fleeting, it's the kind of success, wisdom, and stability that endures because it is built on authenticity and alignment rather than force. When you see this number, take it as a confirmation that the doors opening now are not temporary opportunities but long-term pathways designed to sustain your growth. Energetic renewal like this is not just conceptual, it changes the way you move through the world. You might notice subtle shifts, conversations feel different, your body craves new foods, you feel drawn to new colors or environments. This is because your energy field is reorganizing itself, attuning to the next level of your life. One way to consciously support this process is through a morning visualization practice. Imagine yourself standing at the highest point of a mountain, the world stretched wide beneath you, bathed in a golden light that fills every cell of your being. This is not just a meditation, it is an energetic rehearsal, a way of aligning your body and mind to the expansive reality you are stepping into. Color, too, is a potent frequency tool. Wearing or surrounding yourself with deep blue can help stabilize your aura, keeping you grounded in your truth and resilient against external noise. Gold carries the vibration of recognition, accomplishment, and illumination, reminding you that your light is meant to be seen and honored. By consciously incorporating these colors into your wardrobe, your workspace, or your rituals, you send a message to your subconscious that you are living in harmony with your highest potential. One of the most challenging parts of this phase is accepting the ebb and flow of people in your life. As your energy changes, some relationships will naturally fade while others appear seemingly out of nowhere. This is not a failure or a loss, it's the natural law of resonance. You will attract those who match your frequency, and you will no longer be able to hold what is out of sync. This can feel bittersweet, but remember, every departure creates the space for a more aligned connection to arrive. Your journey through this transformation is a reminder that you are not only capable of growth, you are built for it. You've proven you can release what no longer serves you, open to unexpected blessings, and hold steady as your identity evolves. The key now is to trust that this refinement is bringing you into a reality where your inner power, your outer opportunities, and your soul's vision are in harmony. The universe does not remove without replacing, and what is coming carries the promise of lasting fulfillment. Step into this phase knowing that you are both the architect and the resident of the life you are creating. You have cleared the ground, chosen the materials, and aligned with the blueprint. All that remains is to live it fully, unapologetically, and with the quiet confidence that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is not just the next chapter, Scorpio. This is the book you've been waiting to write. Scorpio, as we bring this message to a close, I want you to hold on to one truth above all else. The two farewells on your path are not endings in the way the world often fears them, they are liberations. Each goodbye is a key turning in the lock, releasing you from the rooms you've outgrown. And the meeting that awaits you beyond those doors is not just another chapter. It is a threshold into a destiny that has been patiently waiting for your arrival. None of this is by chance. It isn't too early, it isn't too late, it is unfolding at the exact moment you have the strength, wisdom, and clarity to embrace it. When you step forward from here, take care of the vessel that carries you. Your health is the foundation of all the transformations ahead. So find ways to ease tension from your body, nourish yourself with foods rich in omega-3s for mental clarity, and keep your energy flowing with enough water each day. In your work, stay open to learning something new, even if it stretches you beyond your comfort zone. That openness is what will prepare you for the opportunities that this meeting may bring. With your finances, let your decisions be guided by both vision and discipline. Plan with the awareness that unexpected growth is not only possible, it is likely, and you want to be ready when it comes. And in love, remember that your depth is your gift. Share your feelings naturally, without holding back out of fear or pride. I want you to imagine yourself wearing the crown that was always meant for you, not as a symbol of control over others, but as the quiet, unshakable recognition of your own worth. Walk into your days with that presence. Speak with that confidence. Choose with that self-respect. Life will mirror back to you the energy you hold within, and when you carry yourself as the sovereign of your own life, the world responds in kind. So I ask you, are you ready to release what no longer serves you? Are you willing to open your hands to receive what you've been praying for, even if it arrives in a form you didn't expect? Are you ready to see yourself as the universe has always seen you, capable, deserving, and prepared? If you feel the stirrings of these farewells and this meeting drawing closer, declare it. Leave a comment saying, "I am ready," and let that be your signal to the universe that your door is wide open to the blessings ahead. Thank you for spending this time with me here at Miracle of the Sign. Every moment you give, every like, every comment, every subscription, deepens our connection and strengthens the flow of these messages so they can reach more souls who need them. Your presence here matters. It fuels the work I do and ensures that together, we continue weaving a space where transformation is not just a concept but a lived reality. May you step into this next season with a heart wide open, a mind free of doubt, and a light so strong it cannot be dimmed. This is your moment, Scorpio. Own it, live it, and let it bless every part of your life.